growing up, there used to be this thing that we used to do whenever we would see a beautiful woman or whenever we see a beautiful girl, beautiful lady, man, we would whistle and we'd say, yo, Pakistan, or would say yellow bone, and we would say all sorts of names, trying to get an attention and trying to compliment. But I later realized that in some instances we've made a lot of female people really uncomfortable.
Do you even realize it?
No, no, we're not really.
Like, let's be just honest.
No, honestly.
Realize the comments and the impact of the comments. I'm not saying it's not coming from a good place.
I don't think it's even coming from a good place. I think it's coming from a place of smexing over someone and, have you seen beautiful steak where you're like, oh, that looks delicious. And yes. But anyway, welcome to True Syrup. This is the platform where we engage in issues of social build-up and social development and community matters and personal development. I think mostly we focus on those ones, and how to be better human beings while we are in the process of becoming better human beings. I am Press, and this is Yes. Now, so since we've held it there, we're talking about how better can we, as males, compliment a lady. First time you've seen this beautiful woman, and how do you go by making sure that you do not end up offending the poor woman because you're trying to be nice? Because there is
trying to be nice.
I would love to believe that they're trying to be nice, which I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to advocate for that. But when I would do it growing up, it was because I sort of felt like I needed to mask my inability to approach a woman. Because by then I was still very young and didn't go up to really and say, yo, why, beautiful, I want to get to know you, and blah, blah, blah. So how do we, even if you were to come close to the person, in their very own personal space, how do you go by making sure that you don't end up sounding loud, looking like you are hungry or you just want something?
But with the thing that you mentioned, that it's something that you guys used to do when you were younger. So certain things becomes a habit to a point that when you're older, you still being that and showing that aggressive approach. It's acceptable because you used to do it at a very young age. And also when you're doing it maybe at a very young age, because like I said, you're not bold enough to confront, but then you're with the guys and the group and we all want to show off. However, now, when you are older, you don't, in most cases, the guys are not even around. But how do you separate and understand that now you need to say certain things in a constructive manner? Because honestly speaking, it can make a woman feel like they're walking around naked. It can make the woman feel uncomfortable. It can even make another woman feel some sort of insecure about themselves, to look at even at what they're wearing as if maybe there's something wrong with them for them to get. Because the intention might come from a good place where you're saying you want to compliment me in terms of how I look or how I dress. But the words that you say and the tone that you use to relate that information can somehow not actually interpret the way you intend it to. And honestly, generally speaking, based on what I've seen, I just think that guys need some lessons.
Yeah, get to that age. How can we be to everyone? Because here's the thing. I think it's clear that even though we want to not admit it, it's clear that we are more visual. I think males are more visual. So we see you like this and like, oh man, this is the person I want to be with. Only because by that time she was dressed nice, she just took a shower, which just did her hair different. You're meeting this person for the first time. How can we do better as guys? Because now, remember, we are moving into a legacy of younger guys who are coming from learning how to respect them. it does not only mean that complimenting it's just normal. It means also respect.
But it comes to that, do you even know what respect is? I hear a lot of men demanding respect from their partner, but do they know how to respect a woman? Because once you understand that will actually direct even the tone of voice and how you approach a person in terms of talking to them and relating to them. So it all comes to having a respect and needing to define what is respect. Because once you are, and you need to understand, as much as you are born, as much as you are a masculine guy, as much as men are being categorized as people who don't, they're not good communicators, or whatever case might be, we all need to be somehow be conscious on the things they can see, because the thing about what you say can lead to actions.
Yeah.
And that's when you find another man going, well, they're being aggressive in terms of just holding you or just holding you whichever way they want to, or just forcing themselves, because it all started with a tongue. So we just need to be cautious of that, because it makes me, let me speak as a woman, it makes a woman feel uncomfortable. In a sense that you feel unsafe, as if now, if I was talking to the and he's relating to me in this way, it's like literally I'm naked in front of this guy. Although I'm wearing something low, I'm all covered up, but they can make me feel as if you're walking out naked. And when you look at them and what they say, they wonder, what is he gonna do next?
Wow. And that's when we install fear in women. And I've seen it with a lot of guys, especially like we just mentioned. We tend to be a bit aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive, when we think we have the right to speak to a person.
But here's the thing, why do men feel that they're entitled to such behavior? I think it comes also in terms of there are certain things that needs to be changed. There are certain principles and morals or certain things that were taught to a young born child when they were young that needs to be defined. Because they grow up with that mentality, and that's why they're behaving the way they are when they are older. Honestly, if I were to go back and rectify these things, of saying you must, as a man, you must go for what you want. This thing that I'm not disputing that you might be hunters, you might be, but there's ways of doing things, there's ways, better ways of doing things and going for what you want, besides being aggressive. Because they're just being aggressive, they just put it like that. They're just being aggressive. You are being abusive basically to a person, because now you're invading my space, you're invading, sometimes even forcefully, so when a person won't even touch your body parts, just because they like what they see. You can like what you see, but it does not mean you have a right to overstay and believe the way that I am. Now you have the right to somehow...
You have the right to access.
Access to it. You don't. You honestly don't. And I don't know how is this going to be rectified, but I think the root cause of all this thing of most men being really, it's all from the upbringing, the mentality that has been instilled on the boys, on the young men out there. It needs to change. It honestly needs to change. I don't think you would like it as a man, because you are a man, you've got kids, you've got daughters. Would you like it if another man would to you dad and say the same thing to your daughter? I doubt you would.
No, never. And here's the thing that I've discovered is that we go through a lot of things as individuals. And one day you meet Lebu, and Lebu's going through something difficult, or she's dealing with something that she feels like she needs. Maybe we even left all to be alone. And at times we don't consider the fact that everybody's got their own thing. So when you try and compliment somebody, they might not take it lightly, or they might not take it as it comes, because at the end of the day, it needs to come back to how I feel, how I label things, because we don't know how to do it. We are yet to learn how to do it. We are yet to learn how to mind our own business. We are yet to learn to say, look, hi, how are you? I'm good. Moving right along.
And here's the thing, just because certain things, the impact, it's not that evident in terms of the physical eye. it does not mean that you're not doing any damage.
Yeah. That's true.
Because we tend to believe that once we see things, that's when we believe it. So when another person feels being abused or